People have asked us to do, and that is having more community involvement, more parental involvement. I ask some questions at the meetings a lot, just so we'll have it on the record, making sure that my constituents are hearing what I'm asking and that they're asking me to ask to our superintendent, our administration, and my fellow board members.
Baldwin says he's been working hard on building trust between the community and the board. Safety and security is a top issue for Baldwin. We'll learn more about the rest of the candidates throughout this week. Here's your viewer poll this afternoon. Scan that QR code right there on your screen to participate. Who would you vote for today in the VISD Board of Trustee District 3? BJ Nelson, Brett Baldwin, you're undecided, or it's not your district, or you're not voting. We want to hear from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote. Don Brubaker and Karina will have what you and your neighbors are saying on 25 News now at 6.
That's right. And don't forget, early voting starts April 24th through April 28th, and also on May 1st and 2nd. Polls open at 8 a.m. and close at 5 p.m. You can vote, of course, at the Dr. Patty Dotson Public Health Center, 2805 North Navarro, Classroom A. The last day to register to vote is Thursday, April 6th.
Affectionate Arms is stronger thanks to you and this community. The Adult Day Healthcare Center hosted Giving Day, and the Crossroads came together to meet the need. The center raised a whopping $14,000 from the community. An anonymous donor contributed $10,000 of that to keep the doors open. Others brought office supplies, food, water, games, and more to the clients. They've also seen more volunteers come in to help.
But, you know, I truly believe that all the help that we have gotten and we continue to get regarding even volunteers, individuals calling to see if their family members can come here, is just very heartwarming and thankful that the community is behind us.
The staff is more than thankful for all the support since that event Friday. The giving did not end on Giving Day. Affectionate Arms continues to accept any donations, new clients, and volunteers. Mac was out there most of the day Friday trying to raise money, and he owes them that game of bingo, Mac.
Yes, I was practicing with the little machine that goes round and round. And actually, I'm going to use that to forecast the weather, you know. The weather is B21. Anyway. Hello, everybody. A rather sloppy day, but at least you didn't have to wear much of a coat. It's getting warmer and warmer. It's that south wind bringing back that Gulf moisture. And while we're doing okay, we're going to warm up for a couple of days. But once again, we watch the West Coast. Another storm is moving in our direction. I'll have your full 7-day forecast coming up in just a moment.
Mac, thank you. We turn now to the latest on former President Trump and his claim he'd be arrested today.
There's no evidence that's going to happen, but it does appear the Manhattan DA will wrap up a criminal investigation into Trump involving alleged hush money payments to Stormy Daniels.
Demonstrators from both sides of the aisle starting to gather in New York City as the Manhattan District Attorney's criminal investigation into former President Donald Trump appears to be nearing its end. Fencing going up around the Capitol in Washington, D.C., and metal barricades at the courthouse in Manhattan, where the grand jury will decide on any potential charges. Trump calling on his supporters to protest when he made an unverified claim over the weekend that he would be arrested Tuesday in connection to the case, which is looking into hush money payments made to adult film actress Stormy Daniels ahead of the 2016 election. Intelligence bulletins obtained by ABC News warn of a significant increase in threats and general violent rhetoric and say some of Trump's most ardent supporters are still willing to fight on his behalf.
We are always prepared. I can say that from here. I'm just not going to get into hypotheticals or any potential scenarios, but we are always prepared.
On Monday, attorney Bob Costello took the stand in defense of Trump.
The only thing I'm doing is trying to tell the truth to the grand jurors, but Michael Cohen is far from solid evidence.
Michael Cohen, Trump's former fixer, also testifying last week about the $130,000 check he wrote to Daniels a month before the election. He says at Trump's direction, later serving federal prison time in part for that payment. Experts say the payment may have violated campaign finance laws. Trump's legal team saying he paid Daniels to protect his family. But some Republicans coming to Trump's defense, including House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, who blasted the Manhattan DA.
What we see before us is a political game being played by a local. Look at just as this isn't New York City. This is just the Manhattan. This is just a borough DA.
In this investigation, just one of several probes into former President Donald Trump, including a federal investigation involving the potential mishandling of classified documents and obstruction of justice. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
A Springfield, Massachusetts couple made a shocking discovery when they returned home from a weekend trip. A baby left at their doorstep. Giuliani's Aviles and her husband came home Sunday evening to a car seat placed on their front porch. Inside, an infant, cold and crying. Aviles says the baby was so cold, so she had to rewrap him and waited for an ambulance.
You only see this on Lifetime movies. Like this is a movie. I'm living a movie right now.
The baby boy was taken to a hospital. There is a safe haven law in Connecticut that allows parents to legally surrender newborns at designated areas like fire stations.
More now on the death of a Virginia man at a state psychiatric hospital. The Virginia Commonwealth attorney releasing surveillance video showing several sheriff's deputies and medical staff on top of 28-year-old Irvo Otieno shortly before his death.
And a warning, some of our viewers may find this video difficult to watch.
Today, Virginia state prosecutors releasing difficult-to-watch surveillance video that allegedly shows the moments during and after the death of 28-year-old Irvo Otieno at the hands of several Henrico County Sheriff's deputies and hospital staff at a state psychiatric hospital.
I don't understand how all systems failed him.
The Virginia Commonwealth attorney releasing a shortened version of the footage that allegedly shows jail staff bringing Otieno into the admissions room at the medical center on March 6th, before he's put on the ground by deputies with several medics seen standing around. After a short struggle, Otieno is seen being overwhelmed by at times 7 officers who are literally pressing his body to the ground. Prosecutors allege he was held down at least 12 minutes. Otieno, shirtless and shackled at the wrists and ankles, appears to be being restrained by the sheriff's deputies.
Which one of them would have the humanity to say that 11 minutes is far too long to have him down with the weight of our bodies and knees on his neck?
When one deputy gets off him, Otieno appears lifeless, and after checking, another deputy can't find a pulse. Later, a flurry of jail and medical staff rush into the room, some attempting to administer CPR, but to no avail. Then, you see what appears to be nurses and doctors attempting to give him oxygen and revive him, but that too also doesn't work. Authorities say the preliminary cause of Otieno's death was suffocation. The prosecutor says there's another video allegedly showing Otieno being punched in the chest and pepper sprayed by 3 of the deputies before being taken to the psychiatric hospital. The 10 sheriff's deputies and hospital staff have been each charged with second-degree murder. 4 of the 10 defendants have been released on bond. The others remain in custody. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
President Biden is expected to name Cassner Range a national monument at the White House Conservation in Action Summit today in Washington, D.C. This comes after 52 years of work from lawmakers, staff, and volunteers that work toward the designation. The effort will now protect 7,000 acres of the Franklin Mountains. Cassner Range is one of El Paso's most prolific and intact Chihuahuan desert landscapes. Last week, we ran a Predict the Oscars contest. Diana Reina is the contest winner. She won a family 4-pack to Moody Gardens in Galveston. Congratulations and thank you to everyone who played. Our contest page is under entertainment at crossroadstoday.com.
Hopefully they'll have fun. Stay with us. Straight ahead on 25 News Now at 5. Russian President Vladimir Putin hosting Chinese leader Xi Jinping at the Kremlin.
Also ahead, more on how to keep your family safe on this National Poison Prevention Week.
My name is Adarius McCormick, and I want you to know about my new segment, Homemade with Adarius. I will interview amazing people and showcase intriguing places that may be new to you in the Crossroads. Want to show off something homemade? Email us at homemade@victoriatelevision.com. See my new segment on Crossroads Today YouTube channel and Crossroads Today Plus. You do not want to miss this.
Come on over to United Rentals on March 23rd for our Blue Thursday equipment sale. Get great deals on a wide selection of used equipment. Open to the public, shop our highly discounted, expertly maintained, and ready-to-work equipment. You don't want to miss out on this one-day sale. This is the time to get the equipment you need at a great price. Come on out and save with our Blue Thursday equipment sale. United Rentals, 12104 Navarro Street.
As the HEB Boilmaster, I always get excited for the season because it's the most wonderful time of year for crawfish. And at HEB, we sell more crawfish in Texas than anyone. We're talking big, fresh, live Louisiana crawfish. Plus, with our in-store boils, we do the prepping, spicing, and cooking. So you can just pinch, pull, and be merry. HEB. Here, crawfish season is better.
37 million viewers have made Will Trent the network TV drama of the year.
Will can see things that no one else does.
There's a kidnapping.
What's up, scumbag? Your fly's down. Made you look.
New Will Trent, tonight, 10, 9 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
It would appear that the butler did it. But this isn't a whodunit film. It's a Nissan sales event. Now that's a killer deal. Good thing this Rogue has a VC turbo engine, unlike RAV4.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select models.
Catch these offers while you can.
When the Creed 3 cast came to the show, I didn't want Jonathan Majors to go. I was chasing behind him. Wednesday, we're live with Deborah Norville.
The trial over a 2016 skiing accident involving Gwyneth Paltrow began today. The actress was present as opening statements started. 76-year-old Terry Sanderson accused her of crashing into him and causing him serious injuries while they were both skiing on a Utah mountain back in February of 2016. Sanderson claims Paltrow and her ski instructor skied away after the incident without getting him medical care. Paltrow filed a countersuit against Sanderson, claiming he skied into her.
Day 2 of meetings in Moscow are underway between Russian President Putin and Chinese leader Xi Jinping. A welcome ceremony was held today in the Kremlin with President Putin and President Xi both entering and then posing again for pictures. After the pomp and circumstance was over, however, it was back to work as both leaders and their delegations sat down to begin formal talks. Today's meetings come after the two men met for informal discussions for more than 4 hours yesterday. Every year, millions of calls come into poison control centers following accidental poisonings, many of them happening among children.
Accidental poisoning is a leading cause of unintentional death in the United States. So here's more about it.
It can happen in an instant. A child ingests something they shouldn't have.
They can be quite scary and dangerous symptoms depending on what the child might have gotten into.
Dr. Manisha Agarwal specializes in pediatric poison prevention. She says many things little hands may find in a house can be poisonous.
Most commonly, we see children who happen to get into cleaning products, cosmetics, and then medications.
Agarwal says medical professionals are also seeing more children getting into edibles, which look like candy but contain derivatives of marijuana. To protect children, Agarwal says to store edibles separately from other foods. You should also keep other medications up and away from the reach of children. Securely store all cleaning products. Talk to anyone coming into your home or those you go to visit.
If you don't have a toddler in your home every day, you might not think about what they can get into really, really easily.
Button batteries are also dangerous if ingested. Agarwal says to keep them away from kids and check your smoke and carbon monoxide detectors often to make sure they're working.
Ultimately, there is always the amazing people at the Poison Control Center there to help you out if you happen to get into anything.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The experts say it's also important to keep the number to the poison helpline handy. Save it on your phone and display it where it can be seen by everyone. The number is 1-800-222-1222. Mac?
Thank you, James. Good afternoon, everyone. Well, it's not as cold as it was, but it's been pretty sloppy all day long. The overcast, the light rain, we're 71 degrees right now, so you see it is warming up. In fact, by tomorrow, we'd probably be in the 80s. Why is that happening? Well, we'll be talking about your 7-day forecast in just a moment. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Get ready to save, used car buyers. It's the one and only Repo Joe sale.
Toyota Victoria's inventory is packed with trade-ins, auction purchases, lease terminations, and of course, repos. All you pay is $27 down. Some are just $89 a month. The Repo Joe sale.
Every day we help kids navigate the realities of the world and make healthy, lifelong choices. Kids learn about alcohol, tobacco, and drugs in lots of ways, often from friends and siblings. While kids may hear lots of harmful information, parents do play a huge role in helping them make the right decision. Talking to your child, sitting down to a family meal at night just to discuss how their day went, or encouraging extracurricular activities can make all the difference.
Have you been told you have to live with your wound? There is hope at PAM Outpatient Wound Care. At PAM Outpatient Wound Care Clinic, you'll find the latest technology and the most committed and caring professionals dedicated to your wound healing. Our experienced wound healing experts and multidisciplinary team specialize in preventing amputation and preserving limbs.
I began hyperbarics here. I'm walking and have the leg, which is the best part.
Come see us at PAM Outpatient Wound Care, where healing starts here.
Texas Glass and Tinning, your local experts in auto glass replacements, is now offering recalibrations for your windshield replacements to get you back on the road safely. Texas Glass and Tinning has master auto technicians with over 20 years experience offering you prompt and exceptional service, insured, and servicing the Golden Crescent and surrounding areas.
If it's glass, it's Texas Glass. Texas Glass and Tinting.
Thursday through Saturday only, it's the one and only Repo Joe sale at Toyota Victoria. All you pay is $27 down, then make the payments on the windshield. Bring your trade, we'll give you a top dollar. Visit RepoJoe.com to find your bargain. The Repo Joe sale at Toyota Victoria.
Do people have the right to be sharing these moments of complete strangers' lives? You had no idea that this video even existed.
No one in the restaurant decided to help. It was my phone that helped everybody.
Many times those recordings have permanent consequences.
You say she ruined your night.
Yeah.
Are you ruining her life? Next, Dr. Phil.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. We only got up to 71 degrees today, but you probably will agree that it was comfortable and it wasn't too cold, it wasn't too hot. The thing is that we're going to be getting back into the 80s pretty soon. And you know, I get sad this time of year because the time of year when the air conditioner goes on and stays on for 6 months. But today, a lot of people, opening up the windows and the doors, enjoying the nice air. 76 is our average high for this time of year. We have had only 0.04 of an inch of rain, so it's been a light mist to a drizzle. Bottom line, it's still on the sloppy side if you get out there. Now, temperatures around the region running from 73 down at Port O'Connor, 70 up in Hallettsville, and we're looking at Gonzales at 70 degrees as well. I think this rain is going to be great for the wildflowers because in the next couple of days when the sun comes up, they're going to be looking really good, all right? Here's our wind, and that's all the difference in the world. The north wind, obviously, comes from the north, brings us the cold air. South wind for us comes off the Gulf of Mexico, and it brings back that moisture and that warmer air in contact with the warm surface of the ocean. So as you can see, we do have some fairly strong gusts of wind. Our peak was 30 miles an hour today, and it's going to be a little bit stronger and probably tomorrow and the next day as well. So it's going to be windy. Across the country, we will see what's going on. First of all, let me show you this. This high pressure gave some very nice weather right about here, just in time for Washington, D.C.'s Cherry Blossom Festival. How about that? But now we look out west and we see another one of those huge Pacific storms rolling across the mountains and then rolling into the plains. As you see right about here, by Thursday night, it starts rolling into far west Texas. Between now and then, we're going to get that strong south wind that's going to make it rather warm and muggy, but it will warm the atmosphere up enough to see a little bit of sun, okay, just for a couple of days. And then we'll watch and wait to see what this does. Now, as we look at our future tracker, it is going to trigger a line of thunder showers ahead of it. But will it get this far south? That is our big question. As we get into Wednesday morning, you can see a few sprinkles in the overnight hours, but in the afternoon hours, the cloud deck opens up a little bit and you'll see a little bit of sun and a little bit more of sun after Thursday afternoon. You can see it right about there. Still through Thursday, we have that strong sea breeze. But then here's what I'm talking about. As the leftover tail of that front comes into Texas, North Texas will get a line of storms. I'm not sure that we'll get any storms, but we do have a chance of a shower or two Thursday night as this thing comes through. And then behind it, you'd say, oh, yes, some more cool weather. Well, not necessarily. This front is the one that I call the not so hot front. No, let's see. Yeah, it's only about 5 degrees cooler behind it. So we'll take a look at your marine forecast, which, as I mentioned, is pretty rough out there. We do have small craft advisory, winds to 25 and 30 knots, choppy bays, so mariners may give it a couple of days before it settles down. Only 70 this evening, down to only 66 tonight. Tomorrow will be 80 with a few breaks in the cloud deck after the afternoon hours. And then here's your 7-day forecast. We do have that front, slightly cooler for Saturday. Perfect weather for the Cuero 150th anniversary. Don't forget the QR code, folks. If you can scan that box there, it'll bring the app that goes on your phone, Crossroads Today, and you can take your news, weather, and sports wherever you want to go. James and Karina, back to you.
That is a long time. Thank you, Matt. Coming up next on 25 News Now at 5, we'll take a look at Wall Street. Plus, from groceries to clothes, inflation-weary Americans flock to cheaper products online.
This is Ford Truck Month, Texas. Time to get up and get into Ford F-150, part of F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. All amped up and ready for work or play. Plus, there's a great selection in stock and ready for delivery today. So get into Ford Truck Month, Texas, and see what a built Ford tough truck can do for you. Drive a new Ford F-150 today with 0%, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days plus complimentary maintenance. See your best in Texas Ford dealer.
When our law firm takes your case, it becomes part of our world. Everyone at the firm works together as a team to get the job done.
We work with each other. We go to trial together.
We're the ones that wake up in the middle of the night thinking about what to do next on a case. That's our job. That's what we're here for.
We help each other on cases, and that's why we get the results that we do.
We are members of this community. And when a member of this community trusts us with their case, we take that trust very seriously.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all Silverado 1500 pickups or get $2,750 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a turbo high output engine. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
Palace Bingo, where friends meet friends. And with over $500,000 in prizes given away every month, Palace Bingo is the place to be. We've got more chances to win. We've got cash payouts nightly. Palace Bingo in Victoria. Cash payouts nightly. Fantastic food and fun for the whole family. Come out for the fun and stay for the cash. Palace Bingo on Houston Highway in Victoria.
Palace Bingo, where winners take home over $500,000 each month.
Be a winner at Palace Bingo on the Houston Highway.
Palace Bingo, where friends meet friends.
The fix is in, and I'll tell you why. Dave Mullen was meandering in the hallways, and I see his card. And on the back of the card it says, Ryan wins. Ryan wins. Look. There it is.
What's on the other side?
Next 5, we're all winning with one of the biggest stars in Hollywood. Wow. Jennifer Aniston from Murder Mystery 2. Plus Mae Whitman.
Let's take a look at the stocks. The Dow up 316 points, the S&P up 51 points, and the Nasdaq up 185 points. Oil up $1.69, closing at $9.33 a barrel.
After nearly 2 years of high inflation, many online shoppers are ditching premium goods, opting for cheaper products. We're talking about everything from groceries to clothing. Adobe Analytics shows high-priced goods across 11 categories of e-commerce have lost meaningful market share to low-cost alternatives. Examples: expensive personal care products accounted for nearly a third of the market in 2019. Now those pricier options have just 7% of the market.
TikTok announced today it now has more than 150 million American users. It comes as federal officials demand the Chinese owners of the short-form video hosting service sell their stake in it or risk facing a U.S. ban of the app. The ultimatum follows years of negotiations with TikTok. It reflects growing national security concerns about the social media platform among U.S. lawmakers. The fear is the app could be infiltrated by the Chinese government to spy on American users or gain access to United States user data. Stay with us. We'll take one last look at your forecast when we come back. Plus, rescue workers are trying to save a pod of dolphins that became breached today at Sea Isle City, New Jersey.
News Center 25 at 6 and 10 is also heard on KVNN 1340 AM, Victoria's News Network.
Counterfeit prescription pills laced with fentanyl are killing our kids by the thousands across the nation. The pills look safe. Can you tell which one is real? Drug dealers are pushing these deadly pills on your kids' social media. It only takes one pill to kill. And it did. You can help stop the fentanyl epidemic. Talk to your kids about the dangers of counterfeit prescription pills. Visit onepillkilled.org.
Hello, I'm Karina Garcia, and I'm inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join me August 19th to the 28th as we explore Bryce, Zion, and the Grand Canyon. Immerse yourself in the scenic beauty of 4 iconic national parks. Enjoy sweeping panoramas and otherworldly rock formations in these one-of-a-kind locations. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword KAVU, for more information.
$37 million viewers have made Will Trent the network TV drama of the year.
Will can see things that no one else does.
There's a kidnapping.
What's up, scumbag? Your fly's down. Made you look.
New Will Trent, tonight, 10, 9 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
The Baywatch star in The Great Chicken Caper. Next, Inside Edition, caught as she tries to save this chicken's life. What she's telling only Inside Edition after the jury returns. Then, a tale of 2 women, Stormy Daniels, porn star, versus Melania Trump, former First Lady.
She's got to be nervous about the thought of him going to jail or being arrested.
Next, Inside Edition.
We want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon, Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today Plus.
Rescue workers are trying to save a pod of dolphins that became beached today in New Jersey. Police and emergency crews responded to the scene after the dolphins were spotted on the sand in Sea Island City. They covered the dolphins with towels and used buckets of water to carry from the surf to keep them wet until help arrived. 8 dolphins were stranded. 2 had passed away by the time help arrived. They're now working to care for the other 6 in hopes of returning them to the ocean. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. How does that even happen?
I wonder if they, swam ashore and then the tide went out and they got stranded.
Could be.
That seems
I think
pretty
they
logical.
get disoriented too sometimes.
Sometimes they get lost, yeah.
Well, Mac, we do have time for one more check of the weather, so
Oh, yes,
give
we
it to
do.
us.
You betcha. Well, I know it was damp and drizzly today, but it's not as cold, and tomorrow will be even warmer. We should get up into the 80s. I don't expect any of this drizzle, maybe in the morning hours, but not in the afternoon. I think you'll have pretty good looking sun on Thursday as well, but the problem is the winds are going to be in the 25 to 35 miles an hour, so it's going to be rather breezy. Now that front comes in on Thursday night and Friday and gives us a slight chance of some showers, but then it clears out just in time for the weekend, and that's always good to forecast, you know. It's better to say it's going to be a great weekend than to say it's going to be a lousy weekend and people go,
yeah, we don't want to hear that, especially with the Cuero event this Saturday. Thank you, Mac. Thank you for being with us. Remember, we're always on at Crossroads Today Plus.
And we hope to see you back here tonight for 25 News Now at 6. World News Tonight with Dave Amir is up next.